These TikTok videos will be a combination of weird, strange, and some of which a bit concerning. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, you've been warned. Let's go. I guess we're starting with the weird. The heck was that?
What the blood clot did?
Real footage of a skinwalker.
What the dog?
Oh! Oh, snap. That was loud. Scared the man. Oh, snap.
Let me see. I'll know if she's my dog. Merlin, sit. Turn around. Turn around. Lay down. You're not my dog. My dog don't know how to do no tricks. Fuck. Call 911.
Yo, that's hilarious. I'm over here thinking this man is giving his dog instructions. Like his dog know what to do. Man, that is funny. Like, you're not my dog. My dog don't know how to do tricks. Oh, man. Oh, crap. Started off weird, got a little spooky, then had me laughing at the end. I like it.
There's a video going around about a girl getting interviewed by a guy named Carl, whatever, Dawson, and she's basically confessing to a crime. She is basically saying that, basically the guy interviewed her and said, what's the craziest story? What's the craziest secret you've never told anybody? And if the secret is that deep, I'll give you $500 for it. She was willing to tell this story for $500. $500. $100.
I feel like whatever the story is about to be is going to be involving condiments, because it says up here, stop using condiments at the restaurants. What did this girl do to these condiments?
Just 500. And then she proceeds to say, how many followers do you have before I disclose this information? So she's willingly knowing that if she says this information to a large account, she's probably not going to share this information. And I really love how the interviewer was like, oh, I'm just starting out, because he knew after she said that, that this was going to be a crazy story. And it was. She basically goes on to say that, well, she said she was a sociopath. And I was like, no, you're a psychopath. Because the story she says next is what mind blown. So she proceeds to say that she likes to poison the condiments at restaurants and watch little kids use it, and she will laugh watching them.
Evil.
She puts rat poison and ketchup in any condiment and literally watches them eat it. I'm not making this up.
Rat poison?
She also proceeds to say this online.
Evil.
Like, can somebody find her? I swear I'm about to go down a deep rabbit hole, and I'm going to find out who and where this person lives. I want to contact the authorities so they can arrest her ass, because what the hell? This world is crazy as at this point. I'm not using condiments anymore. Don't use condiments at the restaurants anymore, because this is the type of stuff that's going on. People like this need to be locked up and thrown away. And honestly, quite frankly, she's so free saying it that she must do it a lot. And also, God only knows what else she's doing. If she's putting rat poison in the condiments, I guarantee you she's doing something crazy. Has there been a large case of people getting poisoned in her area? Like, can we find this out? I know how we get on this internet, we want to find the wives and the husbands that cheat. Let's find this woman and report her to the authorities. This is disgusting.
I can safely say that I've not once ever used condiments at a restaurant. Not even the packs of condiments, which I highly suggest y'all switching to. For now on, I'm not a condiment person, but hey, I know plenty of people that like to indulge, just not me.
You ever been down the Paramount rabbit hole?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah, watch these 22 stars go and hover over the waters and then congregate over the Paramount. Para means what? Means breath. Breath means what? Well, breath means spirit, and it hovered over the waters in Genesis. So we have, count them, 22 stars, paranormal mountain. What could be the paranormal mountain? Well, I'll tell you what, it's Mount Hermon. What's crazy is, in the book of Enoch, 200 angels fell on Mount Hermon and congregated, and there was 22 leaders that were named. Enoch chapter 6, and you can pause and read, but 200 angels, 22 of those were named, and these are all the angels that fell down and congregated at Mount Hermon to talk about how they were going to basically take over the world with unrighteousness. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'll give you the opportunity to pause and read all of this, because in Enoch chapter 6 through 10, there's some interesting things that I personally feel like speak to what's going on right now. And when it comes to stars, Revelation 9 talks about a star fell from heaven and he was given the key to the bottomless pit. And Revelation 9:11 talks about Apollyon. Mount Hermon means the mountain of the chief. What chief? Could it be that chief star that looked like lightning falling from heaven? Hey, Yeshua saw it. It's so funny that stars, falling stars, are referred to as angels, and angels referred to as stars. And you got this paramount with 22 of these named stars, and the name Hermon meaning devoted to destruction. And in German, it means soldier. So this is the mountain of the chief, where 22 soldiers met to talk about destruction. And it's so weird that celebrities are called stars. And there's the Hollywood Walk of Fame with all of these stars that are named. I'm wondering if these fallen angels have inhabited bodies and taken over to bring more destruction to the earth. Because it seems that Hollywood and the music industry, they all promote unrighteousness and ungodliness, and it's like they're trying to spread it across the world. And if this paramount is paying homage to this situation that happened in the book of Enoch, well, then that would have to mean that they know exactly what they are doing, and they're doing it on purpose. This is just the tip of the iceberg, because every 22 of these leader angels that are named, their names have meanings. They lead the 200 fallen angels that bring unrighteousness to the world. All the evil, the freaking magic, and all this crazy stuff that's going on. Superb owl rituals and all this creepy Masonic ritual. Oh, did you know that Mount Hermon is actually on the 33-degree north longitude? 33. Oh, and 1/3 of the angels fell with Lucifer, and 1/3 out of 100% just so happens to be 33.33%. This is just to get you started. Start going down this rabbit hole. Find out for yourself. Look, they know what they're doing. They're paying homage to these fallen angels because, hey, they might just be the fallen angels. So next time you see a falling star, don't wish upon it.
That's messed up, because I just saw a freaking falling star over my vacation, and I definitely wished upon it. When I tell you that is an interesting conspiracy theory, I really like it. I'm not gonna lie, that would be a good rabbit hole to go down, the Paramount rabbit hole. Okay, on to the next clip. Before we get to the rest of this video, quick announcement, you guys, the Karen t-shirts, the vintage I Wish a Karen Would t-shirts are going to be here tomorrow. They're available again right now on the website for order. And the hoodies, all the different hoodies, the Aliens Are Real hoodies, the Karen vintage hoodies with the pockets on the side over here, got the little tattered unfinished bottom. All of that is available right now. Rich, thick, high quality. Y'all are going to love these. Click the link down below.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Lead was not removed from paint because children were eating the paint, but lead was removed because it actually protected us from dangerous frequencies going through the air. That is my favorite conspiracy. Again, this is all silly. This is all just, jokes and for entertainment purposes. It's not real, but that's my favorite conspiracy. How about that? Because why would the government care about kids eating lead, but they don't care about anything else? I mean, they don't care about other toxic chemicals in the water or the food supply or toys, but they had an issue with lead, because we know how lead will block x-rays and microwaves and whatnot. That's why they have you put a lead blanket on when you go get an x-ray for your dental x-rays. So I love that conspiracy though. That one, and also snake oil salesmen were actually onto something, that snake oil was actually healing, but the big pharmaceutical companies did not want that, so then they smeared the snake oil salesmen to then push their drugs. Again, just one of my favorite conspiracies. The lead paint and snake oil salesmen were actually legit, and snake oil was actually useful. Again, just my favorite ones.
That is something to think about, though. Seriously, if we had lead paint right in our homes, and that lead paint was protecting us from radiation or certain UV rays or whatever it may be protecting us of, then heck, we might need to implement that back into our paint. I don't remember kids eating paint, but I do remember them saying that kids were eating paint and they had to remove the lead because of that. It didn't make sense to me then. Don't make sense to me now. This story has been going crazy on TikTok. I haven't watched any of it, but we're about to watch all of it right here.
This dude's coming onto my property to what looks like rob my house, but it actually turns out he is a time traveler. And let me show you that. I literally can't even make this up. Like, if I wanted to make this up, it blows my mind. This just happened yesterday. So as you can see, he's wandering around my backyard. I don't know what he's trying to do. Now he's like thinking like where to go, and he actually ends up going into my shed. So you can see he opens it, goes into the shed. So I'm fast forwarding the time so you can see there's no movement. He never leaves the shed. And I'm talking on the camera. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you in my shed? Never answers. He never leaves the shed. I literally was watching it the whole time. So I end up calling the police. You could see in the last one, the police coming through the front yard. And then here's the police coming into the backyard. And you can see they literally go inside. They go inside and I'm talking to them. Then they go inside again. Like they're inside there. And they come out and he's not there.
That's crazy.
Like I've been watching this backdoor camera the whole entire time and he never left. I really watched the camera the whole time. He never left. Police didn't see him in there. And like, it blows my mind. Like, I don't know if there's a tunnel in my shed in the backyard. I don't know if he teleported. I don't know where this guy went or why he went in that shed. Let me know what you think, because I'm like perplexed, flabbergasted.
That man knows something about that shed that nobody else does. This, I honestly believe, is 100% real, because this man ended up calling the cops on this guy. There weren't no fake police officers. Them were real cops that showed up to try to investigate what in the world was going on. What happened to this man? Where did he go? We got an update. Let's watch.
Have an update regarding the time traveler that went into my shed and disappeared. And this is going to blow a lot of people's minds. And if you're still denying that this is real at this point, this is going to change your mind. So just a quick recap. This guy walks around my backyard, goes to my shed, opens the door, goes inside, and disappears. Called the cops came, they went in the shed twice. He wasn't in there. They looked. I looked like an insane guy. The cops were like, what is this guy smoking? And you can see he never came back until the next day right here. Notification on my camera that there's somebody in my backyard, and this guy leaves my shed.
Look at him.
And he looks right at the camera too. That guy left my shed. But here's the craziest part. This looks like the same guy, maybe, glasses, whatever. Let's look at the other guy. This was the other guy. He noticeably aged. Looks like the same guy, but aged. So him again, and now him. Same facial features, whiter hair. So I don't even know what to think at this point.
It's
Somebody
crazy.
explain this.
It's crazy.
He literally left the same shed. You saw the camera I put before. There was no movement that whole night.
Nope.
Then the next day, this guy leaves the shed, looks right at the camera like he knows, and he looks noticeably older. I don't know, something's going on. Somebody explain what's going on in my shed. I'll be going there in about a week to give a tour, since a lot of people are asking. The same shed. You saw the camera I put before. There was no movement that whole night. Then the next day, this guy leaves the shed, looks right at the camera like he knows, and he looks noticeably older. I don't know, something's going on. Somebody explain what's going on in my shed. I'll be going there in about a week to give a tour, since a lot of people are asking. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know what to think. Did he time travel? Is this a different person? Who is this new guy? Is it the same guy? Let me know what you think, because this blew my mind.
What if this was actual definitive proof of time travel? Y'all, there's another update. Let's watch.
Saying the cops are fake and actors. So I'm going to show you the full recording of the cops coming, them going into the shed twice, and they even pull out at one point because, like, they're real cops. And I talked to them a little bit. See, at this part, you can see I'm talking to them. So let's go through that recording. People are saying the cops are fake and actors. So I'm going to show you the full recording of the cops coming, them going into the shed twice, and they even pull out at one point because, like, they're real cops. And I talked to them a little bit. See, at this part, you can see I'm talking to them. So let's go through that recording. And just as a disclaimer, if this was a skit, which it's not, I don't even know the first place I would do to start a skit like this. I would never waste the cops' time, resources, or money to come to my house. I pay taxes. I respect the cops a lot. I have friends that are cops. So I would never do that to the cops. So here's the recording with sound. It's a little long, so I'm going to kind of skim through it at some parts. But you can see they walk in, they yell police, they walk in with drum in a little bit right there. So at this point, they're like, there's nothing there. They go to my back door to, like, see if, you know, he broke in there. And then this is when I start talking to them here. So you hear me talk to them.
Hey, can you hear me? Yes, sir. Hello? Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Was he not in that shed? No, he was not. There's nobody in there. Both sheds. What the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry for wasting your guys' time. I really didn't see him leave the shed, though. So I don't know how he's not in there.
That's crazy.
They go in again. See, now they're going in again. And, like, they go in deep this time. Like, they go all the way in.
There's a light in there, too.
Still talking. See, nothing. Bless you, cop. So now they're gonna leave.
Okay. Coming, sorry for wasting your time. No, you're good. You're good, sir.
Okay, so now I need another update because that video ended so abruptly. I wonder if this dude ever called the cops back once he saw the other man or the same guy leave the shed but looking different. I'm gonna keep following this story, and as more information comes out, I'll keep you guys updated.
So you guys know that I don't scare easily.
Oh,
this
whoa.
video has been making its way around the...
Oh my God. Maybe that's nothing, but it got me. You see this head right here, or what looks like a head? I ain't even noticed that before, but that just got me.
Paranormal groups on Reddit, and I can't find the original paranormal groups on easily. This video has been making its way around the paranormal groups on Reddit, and I can't find the original poster.
That's creeping
If
me
the
out.
original poster is on here and you sees this, let me know. I'd love to talk with you. But this young lady here is supposed to be in bed, but as the parent of a toddler myself, you know, sometimes they don't go to bed when they're supposed to. Now, I'm just going to let this video play out because it is by far one of the more unsettling videos I've ever seen. So go ahead and watch, and then we'll discuss it a little bit after.
I don't know what to expect. Y'all be sending me stuff. I won't even look at it most of the time. I just throw it in the video so we can all watch it together. But I swear, maybe it's pareidolia. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe there's nothing there. Maybe that's a doll, a big doll. Is it just a little girl that's talking? I swear if that thing moves, I'm gonna scream. The light turns on under her bed. Oh, it did. Then it went off. What the heck? What the heck? The little girl screamed and was dragged underneath the bed. Oh, snap. What the heck? What the heck? Is it over?
Yeah, I got nothing. I have no idea what just happened here. It feels, or it seems like something lured her down there. You see
Right.
the light going on in one of her toys. She notices it, and she goes, "Oh wow, that's why," and that is why we are always terrified by what's under the bed.
That video definitely had the creep factor to it. I was on edge the entire time, not knowing what was going to happen.
Here are some of the worst things ever found on the dark web, part 1. This is why you should never send nudes. This is the story of Pink Meth. Despite the name, the website Pink Meth had nothing to do with drugs. Pink Meth was a market mainly for men where they would sell nude photos of their exes for a hefty amount of money. But that's not all. Pink Meth would then post these photos alongside the women's names, home addresses, phone numbers, and any other information the operators could dig up. Then a ransom on the content was delivered to the victim. They would tell all the females, pay up to have the photo removed or let the whole of the dark web have access to your personal information, including your nude photos. So never, ever send nudes. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Wasn't nothing cool about that, fool? It sounded like to me is that these men were upset with their ex-girlfriends for whatever reason. Now they want to out them and make money while doing it. You putting that woman in danger by doing this Pink Meth mess. Look.
I just watched the most disturbing, confusing, jaw-dropping, unsettling documentary.
The documentary is called Tickled. If you look it up on TikTok, everybody's super vague about it. Nobody goes into details. I'm gonna watch it. I probably won't tell you any details, but I'll let you know if it's gonna live up to the hype that everybody is trying to act like it is.
All right, let's get it. Oh, it's Justin Bieber. That's how I know this shit about to be wild.
I'm George Schlack, and this is CET. We're going to be having a discussion, more of a debate today about whether tickling is effective in a combat situation. You pay them to audition.
Mother, he was very close to his mother. And his mother...
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy as hell. Don't trust anybody rich. And the American legal system is bullshit.
Look, all I know is we're going to watch this on Patreon today because now I'm curious. What just happened here? Go to Patreon. We're going to watch it.
Young Will Smith knew what was going on.
Do you believe in government conspiracies?
Oh, absolutely.
No, I'm serious.
No, definitely. No, oh my God.
I know I heard you did. Are you serious now?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm very serious. You can't tell.
I can't tell, no. I read that you felt that the government was deliberately spraying cold germs in subways. was deliberately trying to make people ill with the AIDS virus? This is pretty serious stuff. Do you really feel that?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I'm with Barbara Walters now. Oh, that's a serious one. Okay, so I gotta now, because people are gonna chase me after this.
Oh, just like they chased Martin Lawrence?
People are gonna chase me. I believe that it is quite highly possible that the AIDS virus is a result of genetic warfare testing.
By American agents?
Absolutely.
Well,
By the way, this video is scripted and for entertainment purposes only. Stay weird.
That interview was not scripted, I know that much. That information came right off the top of Will's dome.
Let's open up that rabbit hole when it comes to Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, and Danny Masterson, because there's a lot in this situation. So if you don't know Danny Masterson, he played lead alongside Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher on that hit show, that 70s show back in the day. And he has been in the headlines a lot lately because he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for the R word of women. Now, 30 years to life, they must have some hard, concrete facts about this man. Because unfortunately, a lot of stories like this, they don't get the justice that they deserve. And I looked into the case more, and these attackings happened in that 2001-2003 time frame in his home. So I'm like, dang, that's like 20 years ago. Why are they just now getting their justice? And I found that he was able to avoid a lot of things due to his Scientology status. If you don't know, he does practice the religion of Scientology. I'm not tapping into them can of worms because that's a pretty dangerous can of worms to tap into. You know, do your own research, but that is a religion group that a lot of these celebrities are a part of. Even one of his co-stars that was on that 70s show, she was a part of Scientology with him. She played in Orange and New Black. Let's circle back to how we get on the topic of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Now, you know, them two are married, but they're coming under fire because it reveals that they wrote some letters in favor of Danny to the judge. Basically saying how they've been working with him for so long, he's a good judge of character. So when people found out about this, they was pissed. And they were like, how could you support an artwork? And they released this apology video, which is the same format. But this is the second rabbit hole that we're digging ourselves into. This is Danny's ex-girlfriend, Chrissy Blixter. She was also one of the ones that was accusing him. But I believe he was either found guilty or her allegations was thrown out because it was like y'all was together at the time. She took it to her IG and she put a lot of cryptic messages out. She said to Ashton, I know the secrets that your role models keep for you, the ones that will end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. To Mila, I pray that you continue to process the stuff you experienced as a child on that 70s show. You must forget I was there the whole first 5 years of that show. Following that statement, this compilation was posted onto the internet.
She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18. Along with the Olsen twins. Any 15 getting a job, and I didn't know. Yeah, she was as hot as she was. You know, come on. That's 14. She was even hotter. But I'm not allowed to say that. 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right? Right. And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making that scene. And I'm like thinking like, wait, this is like slightly illegal,
That's
right?
probably your first kiss ever, right? It was my first kiss. Where's someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. It was like the second or third kiss.
It was the first. It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Whatever. Let me tell you what happened.
No, let me tell you what happened.
No. Okay, so I've never kissed a guy. So I was so. I mean, you know, Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life. Sure. And he was very nice about it. He was like, oh, don't worry. So I was like, okay. Then Danny goes and goes, dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her. When would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some
What?
But it gets crazier. I'm scared. So you peep, she said, I was there on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. You may be like, what happened on February 21st, 2001? Let me introduce you to the second part of this rabbit hole. And that is Ashley Ellerin, something like that. But Ashley was a young girl in the Hollywood scene. And you know, she was hanging around Ashton and Danny in the early Hollywood years, especially when Ashton was on the come up, right? But Ashton took a liking to her. He was like, hey, would you want to go on a date with me? So she's like, sure, he's a handsome man. Why not? The night that he's going to pick her up for the date, you know, he's knocking on the door trying to open the doorknob, but nobody is answering. Turns out she was in the house and she was deceased. You know, they said she had got by an alleged serial killer named Michael, I believe. but she had 47 wounds to her. So Ashton then proceeds to call the police the next day and be like, hey, this is what happened. He tells police what happened. He was freaking out because his fingerprints was on the doorknob. And he did end up having to go to court and testify about that and say his side of the thing. He testified, gave all his evidence, and this guy right here was the one who went to jail. Because he was the serial, But yeah, that's how all of them in that 70s show crew is under fire right now, and the rabbit holes that you will uncover. It's probably more, but that's all I feel comfortable talking about. Because this is crazy. That's scary.
That's crazy. I knew nothing about the story of Ashton Kutcher trying to go on a date with this young lady only to show up at her house to find her deceased. What? That's crazy. I couldn't imagine. Woo. Remember when I told y'all viewer discretion is advised? Y'all might want to click away because I don't know what to make of this next clip.
This video is so disturbing that a number of people have fell ill after watching it. Proceed with caution.
One here smells great. Which one? Smells like Mother's crazy sister cake. Oh, you think so? Yeah, I do. It smells so good. She couldn't have been that crazy. I don't think so. Oh, you don't think so, huh? No. Well, she put her poodle one time in a microwave oven to eat it. Yeah, to eat it. Oh, no. No, 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 silly. To dry it. But it exploded. And they were both found dead. She must have been out of her head.
Why the heck were they talking like that? That was weird. I hope y'all are okay after watching that, because that would drive somebody manic.
I'm a ghostwriter, and I worked as a ghostwriter since about 2018. I was living out in Atlanta, writing music for some of the biggest names in the world. While doing that, I got connected to this billionaire, who hired me to be his personal assistant, and I worked for him for about 2.5 years. Obviously, I am under a ton of NDAs, but something that stuck with me throughout my tenure of being in the entertainment industry, working around the really rich and powerful, is that all these people, all of them, the entertainers, the ball players, the billionaires, are all in the same club. And I say that because I think it's important to add to the conversation regarding Kendrick v. Drake. That is because...
That's crazy. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yo, Kendrick and Drake are in the same club doing all this beefing.
I think people are missing it. Like, yeah, it's Kendrick v. Drake, but those are on the same team at the end of the day. It's like a coin, right? You got heads on one end and tails on one end, but it's the same coin. You got good guys and bad guys in every club. But all these boys got secrets. That's how they get in the club. By having secrets, by knowing everybody else's secrets, by being blackmailed to shut.
It's like the Illuminati.
Like, what is he, like, Ben knew Drake was a pedo and never said nothing about it? What was he supposed to say?
Right.
When the whole entertainment industry is doing it. Maybe not because they want to be doing it, because, nigga, you got to have a secret to be in that club.
How many times do people that's connected to the entertainment industry have to come out and tell y'all that this stuff is real before y'all believe it? I've been believed it.
P. Diddy on Biggie's car when the night Biggie got shot, they put a sticker on like the tire. I seen that. It marked which one was Biggie's. And then that's when he got assassinated. Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy. Yeah. Watch this clip.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
Pretty much all of them died from either a heart attack, except for Kim. So check this out, yo. So 3 of the guys died of a heart attack.
Ah, darn it, they ended it there. We know good and well today that there are poisons out there that can be used to make it seem as though somebody died of a heart attack. I ain't saying did he did it, but you do the math.
Did you ever hear about the Grand Canyon theory?
No.
So the Grand Canyon, one of the world's wonders. There's a theory that the Grand Canyon holds something that none of us knew was there. So back in the 1850s, right? The Grand Canyon was used to mine gold. When people started mining it, the gold index crashed because they found so much gold there. Okay. Now, what happened was the government and the military, they closed it off and they made it a sanctuary so that nobody can just go there and then take whatever they want. There was this one guy, his name was Seth Tanner, and he was an explorer. He explored this one cave and he claims what he saw was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics in one of the caves.
Oh, what did it say?
The Grand Canyon, it actually holds the lost city of El Dorado.
What?
Like, you know, the lost gold city of El Dorado.
Yeah, the whole city.
The whole city. So if you think about it, it's never found. That ancient tale that all of the natives talk about, the lost city, and the reason the government and the world is trying to keep it a secret is because it would crash the gold price.
Dang, is that much gold in the Grand Canyon? Look, I got a buddy that's literally on his way to the Grand Canyon right now. I'm going to tell him, hey, go bring me back some gold. Obviously, that's not possible.
So someone posed a really good question. A113. Let's talk about it. So A113 shows up in a lot of cartoons, a lot of films, all that kind of stuff. Check this out.
Dang, sure does.
Now, the official narrative is that it's a room at the California Institute of Arts where a lot of animators took a class. That's the official story.
Okay.
I find it really interesting because symbolism is very important in the entertainment industry. What do you guys think? Do you believe the official narrative, or do you think there's something more to it?
Look, the conspiracists in me would love to think that there's something more to that, but I don't know how true that response is. I would have to do some research, because if that room exists, then honestly, I'm okay with that answer. What the heck she see? Wait, hold on. What? Bruh, what in the cap? She set that camera up to... People want to be internet famous so bad. Ugh.
Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. Don't like it. Hey!
The cap.
Get out!
How about you put the phone down and then pick it back up and call 911 or call for help? Not record a selfie of you being fake terrified.
What is she doing?
What are you doing?
Boring.
See, look, this is what happened when you're watching something for the first time without first viewing it. I like the element of surprise, but sometimes you get the element of cap. Y'all see that? I guess they feel like the spirit of the deceased is there trying to speak to them. That thing is moving. I don't see nothing moving to y'all. That's crazy. Wow. Got people in the background crying hysterically. That could be a sign. That could be real. I would like to think that it is.
I went to see this for myself when I was 18 years old. This is one of those Appalachian mountain stories that just blows my mind every time I hear it. It's the legend of the Mothman. Between 1966 and 1967, he terrorized this small town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia that has about 4,000 folks. And when I say terrorized, over 100 people came forward to report this Mothman was in their backyard or was over their car while driving. This town was terrified. People were snapping pictures left and right, and someone snapped this one of the Silver Bridge. What the f is that? Here's the other suspicious part about this picture. This was taken about 20 minutes before the Silver Bridge collapsed. Look, December 15th of 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed, leaving 46 people unalived and 2 people never accounted for. Now, some people think that the Mothman was terrorizing this town as a bad omen, as a warning of what was to come, because he was spotted right on the bridge right before it collapsed. Like I said, I went there when I was 18 years old, and the vibe in this town is Mothman was 100% real. And here's the other part that I find suspicious as shit. Not only was Mothman seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia shortly before disaster, he's been seen all around the world right before disaster occurs. Now, the last spotting of the Mothman was at O'Hare International in Chicago, and I beg of you to just Google O'Hare crash. That says it all.
What, you Google O'Hare crash and stories of the Mothman pop up too? Man, what if he real though? That'd be crazy. Mothman is somewhat like the Grim Reaper. As we know with the Grim Reaper, he shows up like right before someone's about to die. What if the Mothman is that same sort of spirit, but for a large group of people? I don't know. I guess that means we're gonna have to do some origin stories about the Mothman.
Insane update, y'all. The doll is back with us. Not the one that was stolen, but the one that we managed to wash our hands of by giving away.
Oh, maybe it's moving because she turned. Look.
I had to drive 20 minutes away and come pick up this damn doll, and I never, ever, ever wanted to put this doll in my car. Ever. The only time it's ever been in my car is when I picked it up for the very first time. It has not been in my car since because I knew something was wrong with it. Okay, but now I have it in my car because we give it away to family, and they didn't believe us about everything I showed them. They're skeptics, okay? They didn't believe us. So they took the doll and give it to their granddaughter. Now, they didn't tell the little girl anything about the ghost or anything. They didn't want to scare her. They just wanted to give her a doll. I mean, understandable. But knowing what they know, that's insane to me. But if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. Whatever. So we give them the doll. They give the doll to the granddaughter. The granddaughter has the doll maybe 2 or 3 days, and the little girl tells her grandpa that the doll is alive. Something's wrong with it. That it moves. It keeps falling out of the chair. Or she said it was jumping out of the chair, but evidently it was just falling out of the chair. It would not stay sitting where she put it. She said
hey, the way the doll looked like it's just sitting there listening like a little Chucky.
Turn its head and look at her. It would blink at her. It was freaking her out. Okay, so she gives it to her grandpa. Her grandpa takes the doll and puts it in his room. So the little girl's not scared anymore. I guess that's where he was going to leave the doll. But then the doll starts not the doll, but something starts touching him. He said something tapped on his shoulder, and there was no one there. And I guess that was enough to, he's like, I'm done. Okay. Believe it or not, he's done. Whether he believes it's real or not, it's enough for him to be done with it. Because he didn't tell the little girl anything about the ghost or haunting or anything like that. He just gave her a doll. And then the little girl's saying that something's wrong with the doll. And then he takes the doll to his room and...
Y'all know I don't like dolls, right? You know this thing is freaking me out just looking at it like this as she's telling this story. But she said the little girl... claimed that the doll would turn his head and look at her and stuff. I'm like, ugh. My worst nightmare.
And now something's touching him, and so now it's done. So now I had to drive out here and get the doll back and I hope the little girl's not traumatized enough where she doesn't want to play with dolls anymore. That's what I hope. I hope whatever's attached to this doll wasn't naughty enough that it has scarred a little girl. That's what I hope. But we told them, we give them all the information. We showed them the videos, come on, dude. Sorry, I'm driving. We told them, it's haunted. It moves, it will touch you, it will do all kinds of crazy stuff. We warned him, but he just didn't believe us. So he took the dog and gave it to his granddaughter.
See, some of y'all is in a chat right now of this premiere looking at this daggone doll moving about. Hey, y'all over here thinking that the doll is actually moving about on his own, but no, it's because of the movement of the vehicle. When the brake is applied, the doll's eyelids might close down a bit, or the doll might look like it leans forward. And then as the vehicle turns left and right, it may look like the doll is leaning left or right in the seat. It's just a movement, you know.
But, so now I've went and picked the doll up. I'm headed back home. I'm about 10 minutes away from my house now, thank God. Because
now if the dog turns his head or waves his arm, then we got a different problem on our hands.
I was really scared that something was going to happen to me in this car with this dog. And I made my husband stay home with my daughter because ain't no in hell that I would ever, even in an emergency, put my baby girl in this car with that dog. No way. It's bad enough I gotta put the doll in here with my newborn, or with my unborn son. Like, I had been on edge the whole way, scared. I just felt like something's gonna happen. Like, it's dread. But I think that's just because I know what the doll does. I don't think it's like anything overpowering. Like, it's just messing with my head. It's just playing head games.
You need to sell this thing on eBay. Somebody buy it real quick.
With me.
You can sell it for a lot of money too.
Like nothing, it hasn't moved or anything which I'm driving, I can't see. But evidently it's going to be a good girl now because it's back with us and it's happy. And I think where I messed up is when we first got the girl, that's because I stopped at this red light, but I seen out of the corner of my eye move and I about shit myself. Back up. I'm just kidding, I didn't mean to say that. Girl, back up. But I think where I messed up is when we first got the dolls and we seen that something was attached to them and that something was haunting them, I made the mistake of being like, don't hurt us, we'll take care of you. This is before I had kids now. So I've done made this doll, or whatever's attached to this damn doll, promises that we will always take, because me and my husband were like, it's a little girl attached to this doll. Whichever doll. I don't know which doll it's attached to.
It could be a grown man named Charles freaking whatever Chucky name was.
But we're like, it's a little girl. Like, she maybe passed early and was just confused on how to pass over, like cross over. So she attached herself to the one thing she loves, her doll.
If you don't know that story to be true, don't assume it.
So that's what we were thinking. So I'm telling this little girl in my mind, I'm thinking it's a little girl, I'm saying like, we'll take care of you, we'll take care of your doll, we'll make sure nothing ever happens to the doll, la 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 la. But then when I had kids, when I had my daughter, things changed. Like, and I think
that dog got jealous. She was like, me only.
Part of where the jealousy comes through.
This clip had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. I had the whole clenched, if you know what I'm talking about. Look, I don't like dolls. Not at all. Nope, not me.
God. Oh my God.
Oh, his legs don't work no more after that. What in the zombie deer is going on here? I like how Ryan. Oh, whoa. Whoa, is that real? It looked real. Oh my God. That ain't real. That's not real. What the what? Oh snap. Oh snap. What's wrong with this guy here? That one, look, he just was running scared and he jumped. What the freak? When you hear certain sounds in the woods and you don't know what it is, it could be this bird here. Yo, this bird made some crazy noises. trip.
"2024 is wild, you guys.
Facts.
Amazon is selling a Christian Ouija board so that you can communicate directly with Jesus. This is the Holy Spirit board, a Christian religious talking board for a seance.
You.
Yep. He's up to that. He did
I'm
that.
talking to you. You're doing like I'm not talking to you. You started again. I'm sure this is your doing. You started again. Come here. Your one is getting too much. Your one is getting.
I don't care if you do try to label a Ouija board as a Christian religious, calling the monks some good spirits. Nah, you think you gonna get good spirits? Shit.
And it is not a ban. Think of this as a surgery designed to remove the tumor and thereby save the patient in the process.
It's a ban. It is a ban, period.
TikTok is in the fight of its life. Now, this is a long video, but I promise if you're interested in what happens to TikTok, you're going to want to watch it because you're probably going to hear things you've never heard before. That's because I was granted a rare, on-camera, on-the-record interview, the first since Congress ramped up its attempts last month to ban the platform. I had no restrictions, so if you don't have time to watch this now, come back to it when you have a few minutes. Okay. You know, by now, lawmakers say TikTok poses a serious national security threat from China. And because of that, the safety of U.S. user data is at risk. Right now, a bipartisan bill is being considered in the Senate to ban the app in the U.S. if TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, doesn't sell off its interest. That bill already overwhelmingly passed the House, and President Biden said he would sign that bill into law if it passes the Senate too. And the House Speaker just introduced yet another bill that would potentially ban TikTok in case the first one doesn't pass in the Senate. For its part, TikTok has, at least publicly, been pretty quiet about all of this, instead letting their creators and users advocate for them on Capitol Hill. But I, like a lot of you, have real questions for TikTok about these threats and the data security of the 170 million Americans who use TikTok. So I flew to Washington, D.C. to speak with TikTok's Vice President of Public Policy, Michael Beckerman, about all the issues lawmakers have with this platform. I started with the most serious, China. Does China have access to U.S. user data?
No.
Does China have the ability to influence the thought patterns of the American users on TikTok?
No. So protected data stays here in the United States and is controlled by the American team as part of USDS. And I think a lot of these scare tactics to try to push forward a ban, and that's what this legislation is unfortunate. Because if the politicians address the concerns specifically that they have with all tech platforms, frankly, we have already put things in place to address that, and that's what legislation should be, not to ban one company.
Those things TikTok has put in place include a $2 billion state-of-the-art security system in Texas. You've probably heard of Project Texas, but not many of us really know what it is. Well, we do now. Project Texas is run by a subsidiary of TikTok called USDS, United States Data Security. As of 2022, all new TikTok data is stored there in Texas on U.S. soil in servers overseen by U.S. tech giant Oracle. TikTok says while public data on the platform can obviously be seen by everyone in the world because users post it publicly, the data the U.S. government considers sensitive or protected is shielded from everyone, including China, through this USDS system. Beckerman says the operation in Texas represents a level of tech security and oversight that doesn't exist in the social media industry, except it does with TikTok.
A lot of the important part of it is it's not just our teams, it's a separate team, and then we have third-party validators, companies like Oracle and other third parties that are able to validate the work that we're doing and ensure that we're accountable to securing data,
So this dude's a TikTok VP. TikTok VP. This goes to show you TikTok is doing the necessary things to protect its American citizens' data when it comes to their TikTok usage. A $2 billion facility in Texas that housed the information of U.S. citizens that are using TikTok. but yet our government still wants to push so hard to get rid of it because it's a Chinese communist spyware. Come on now. Come on. Y'all know good and well TikTok is a platform y'all can't control because of all the information that gets released on it. That's y'all real issue. We ain't stupid.
Sure that we're accountable to securing data, making sure that the code and algorithm are being reviewed by third-party inspectors that can look into it, things that no other company has done. I would ask, other tech companies, make your code also available to third-party inspectors too, to make sure that it's doing what you say it's doing.
What does that mean when you say your code is available to third parties like Oracle,
Yep.
which is an American company? Everybody knows Oracle, right? So what does that mean?
To make sure the app is operating in the way that it should. Make sure that there's no malicious code. Make sure the algorithm is operating the way that you say it does and has transparency in that. These are the things that I think all companies should do. And if these are part of the concerns that policymakers are raising, that's an easy legislative fix.
Lawmakers who support these bills that would ban TikTok have not been able to say why Project Texas and USDS aren't good enough. They also haven't been specific about the exact national security threat that TikTok poses. And when asked, they repeatedly say things like, it's classified. All supporters of the bill keep saying is, it's not a ban, and China shouldn't have the ability to influence Americans.
The Chinese Communist Party has no First Amendment right to control TikTok.
No.
Any more than the Soviet Union had a First Amendment right to control ABC and NBC and CBS during the Cold War. As many of you know, TikTok is not merely a social media platform. It is the leading news source for the next generation. And the fact that we're putting the leading news source for the most impressionable minds in our society in the hands of our leading foreign adversary is an act of self-sabotage.
I think a lot of people are getting misinformation about the company and not getting the full story. Because the full story is, if there are questions and concerns that people have about tech companies broadly, like data security, like transparency around the algorithm, how the code works, we've already addressed these and we're willing to do more and continue to address it. And we think every company should.
That's the message Beckerman kept reiterating to me during our interview. He says TikTok is already going above and beyond what their competitors do when it comes to protected U.S. user data security, but they're also willing to take it further by supporting a national data privacy law and working with Congress. But so far, lawmakers have not taken them up on that offer.
I'm telling y'all, they hate the fact that TikTok is a platform that releases news that they cannot control. That's all it is. Because for them to not want to work with TikTok, when TikTok is so willing to want to work with them to make sure that they're doing all the necessary things to protect the American citizens' data, it goes to show you what their real agenda is. Does it or does it not? Y'all comment down below.
We're here at the table. We're happy to work with Congress and show even more about what we're doing, be more transparent. But I think this can actually be the solution that everybody's looking for. Because if you want to have comprehensive data security, comprehensive data privacy, it shouldn't matter the company that has the data. It shouldn't matter the company that you're trying to have privacy from. It should exist for all companies. And if they're worried about TikTok or other platforms, they can address it in national privacy law, and we're happy to comply with that. And we think that we're already going above and beyond what our peers are doing. And I think that would be a great solution.
And if Congress decides not to take TikTok up on its offer to work collaboratively on a data privacy solution and instead continues down this current path of forcing a sale or a potential ban, Beckerman says, well, TikTok is just going to keep fighting.
Look, we're focusing on winning this fight. The bill is a ban. And thankfully, we have a constitution in this country, and people's First Amendment rights are very important. That's why it's the First Amendment. And we'll continue to fight for you and for all the other users on TikTok.
Like he said, it's pretty much a war against the First Amendment right. The fact that they're being so hard on TikTok when all of these other companies have had their data breached many a times very easily by freaking local hackers goes to show you that they really are trying too hard to make us believe that TikTok is the bad guy here. But what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comment section below, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. See ya.